What's going on, everybody? Just chilling. So, we're going to do a live for as long as I got the energy, or as they say, gasolina. Um, I did a event. I was called to do an event. Shout out to my homeboy, uh, Fluid, who was celebrating his birthday, performed in West Oakland at the Continental Club. And boy, has West Oakland changed since I lived out there many moons ago. But nevertheless, it is what it is. But had a good time. I'm gonna be putting up some shorts and footage and stuff. So y'all check out my man Fluid out of Union City. He was one of my guests at Devin Haney versus Regis Prograde. So he got some real good music. So check out my homeboy Fluid. But nevertheless, um, the more see it, just look at the Tank fans and how pathetic they are. It's just getting laughable because they feel like they have some moral victory or some um, mental edge over Devin Haney because of a sparring tape or sparring footage that was about 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago. And you could clearly see that the video was doctored, pieced together. You can just clearly see it if you look at some of the angles and how they would switch up, where Devin Haney is on one side and then Tank is on another side. If you look at the frame, keep in mind, I'm a content creator. I edit videos. And keep in mind, I know people that do movies. I sent it to a family member who does full-fledged movies. And even he said that the video was edited and pieced together, which was as clear as day. But that's the type of dude that Floyd is. He a hating ass nigga, and that's just basically the bottom line. Which, I'm gonna talk about Floyd later on, but we want to see the whole tape. But for some reason, the Tank fans want to base this whole theory off of 140 seconds of footage. And shout out to, you know, um, BFTB Boxing. Go look at his channel. Go look at a video where he clearly exposes where basically the sparring session was edited. Now, I have footage of my own where Floyd is sitting right next to Devin Haney after, basically the sparring is over. They did doghouse rules where you fight five 5 minutes straight until somebody quits or whatever the case. Now, like I said before, Floyd Mayweather got sued for doing that. You know, he got sued for doing that, and that's just real talk. But we're saying post the whole video. And then I looked at it even when it got to the part where Adrian Broner made it look like Devin Haney was knocked out on his feet. Devin Haney was still moving. It looks to me like Adrian Broner prematurely jumped in there and he was exaggerating. And at the end of the day, how come he had to give Bill Haney money? Why did Bill Haney walk away with money? I mean, you Tank fans are so so confident. It's still if Tank dogged Devin Haney out like that, wouldn't he have been falling by now if he's such a cakewalk? Wouldn't he have fought him by now? Keep in mind, Devin Haney asked to get made to mandatory to fight Tank a few years ago, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2019. And Tank threatened to give up the belt, and he said nobody's going to tell him what to do. You didn't hear Leonard Ellaby and Tank fans make every excuse about Devin Haney, from pay-per-view sales to ticket sales, and they just come up with excuse after excuse. But then they can't logically explain why Tank is electing to fight Frank Martin. Because they talk about Devin need to get his numbers up, he need to sell more pay-per-views. But then here's the thing, Devin Haney has outsold Tank Davis in his last four fights. Tank Davis last four fight versus Devin Haney's last four fights. Doesn't matter what the ticket prices is. Already then blew that up. Already then shredded that, by using other examples. But that's how, simple minded Tank fans is. They will try to push the goalpost back and say, oh, well, Tank, he can sell out arenas no matter what his ticket prices is. And all, I mean, but at the end of the day, once again, are you getting, you know what I'm saying? Are you getting bang for your buck? You paying thousands of dollars to see Tank fight mediocre competition. And that's being generous by saying mediocre competition. Okay. Uh, Tank's resume, his last few fights compared to Devin Haney's is not even close. They want to holler about Devin Haney lost to Lomachenko, which he didn't. Well, my thing is, why wouldn't Tank fight Lomachenko? I'm just keeping it a buck. Why didn't Tank fight George Linares? Okay. It's funny how everybody want to praise Floyd, but then at the same time, Tank then called out Floyd, then tweeted about Floyd, then tweeted about Al Heyman. So I'm just laughing at the fact that how desperate you guys have got. So now that Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia has sold already 10,000 tickets in 2 days, what's your excuse gonna be now? Oh, you're making excuses saying that Devin's ticket prices are too high and he needs to make them more affordable for families. But what about Tank's tickets? Wasn't you guys just bragging about how much Tank's ticket costs and people pay top dollar to see Tank fight? I mean, you guys got to make up your mind. And, people were accusing me of being biased. Well, you guys have been biased. Like I said, once again, I can show you the footage of what Floyd Mayweather Sr. said about what happened at the sparring session, but you guys ignore that because people posting videos of literally like less than 2 minutes of footage, and then you guys, started recording, putting out fake videos, just overlooking common sense because you wanted to push a narrative, And I was having a conversation with somebody, and I was trying to explain to them, and he called trying to taunt, which I don't understand. Like I literally don't give a fuck. But it just got to the point he got annoying. I was just ready to end the conversation because it was like, come on, man, you grown and I'm trying to explain to you, and you sitting up being, a sack hugger, and I'm trying to explain to you what happened in the sparring session. And then you just, it just got nerve wracking. So I was just like, all right, man, forget this stuff. Man, whatever. But I just been having fun when it just kicking back because, like I said, once again, if you Tank fans are so confident that Tank is gonna knock out Fiddlerfest and Devin Haney, well, why not make the fight? Tank has already went up to 140, and at the end of the day, um, here's the thing: when Devin Haney sails out the Barclays Center, it's gonna better his chances when it comes down to negotiating a possible fight. See, Tank is not going to be able to just put stipulation after stipulation because now Devin can say, "Hey, I have my own following. I have my own following. I have my own fan base." Okay, because I know the difference maker, the key element in negotiations, they're gonna compare Ryan Garcia probably when it comes to ticket sales. Okay, they sold 20,000 Tank versus Ryan Garcia. But the funny thing is, Ryan Garcia, when he headlined the fight, he didn't even sell 7,500 tickets. But Devin Haney, the last time he headlined the fight, he sold 16,000 tickets. So the gap is not going to be that far. If Tank versus Devin Haney doesn't happen, it'll in all likely be because of Tank. And like I keep saying, why all the hesitation? Why all the excuses if he's such easy work? You talking about You know, somebody made you mad, you want Ferraris to get in the ring, you just sound absolutely absurd. And it just gotta be said. It sounded repulsive. And Tank just sounded like a dude that was just trying to make an excuse. But none of the Tank fans won't answer the question. Like, if Devin Haney is such easy work, why won't they send him a contract? But the funny thing is, Tank was the one that said send him a contract, and then basically they got an offer for $20 million up front just to sign the contract, and that wasn't good enough for Tank. But at the end of the day, the real reason is that Tank don't want to be sacrificed to any outside promotional company. They don't want to send him over there to fight Devin Haney when they can keep, basically pushing Tank forward by fighting, PBC fighters. Now the Frank Martin fight isn't officially official because we still haven't heard anything about a press conference, a date, or the stipulations, or all that stuff. Don't have a location, none of this stuff. So we're just gonna have to see. But at the end of the day, Devin Haney has fights lined up. Who's coming out better? Who's getting the long end of the stick versus getting the short end of the stick? Once again, when you see Tank, and it's highly unlikely that Tank will have a fight ready to go by next month. So it's gonna been over a year since you last saw Tank. So now what? Like I said, Devin Haney has had 2 fights within the last 6 months. Okay. So I'm just telling the truth, you guys. Just telling the truth. But it's a shame how remedial some of you Tank Davis fans are. It was funny when I first put out the video about Devin Haney outselling Tank Davis. First people were saying it was cap. So like I said, their go-to move was about the ticket sales and all that stuff, or how much tickets supposed to cost and all this kind of stuff. So you think when it pertains to Tank, he needs to sell tickets at maximum amount. When it comes to Devin Haney, he needs to sell tickets for as cheap as they can be. So you need to make sense out of that. But then these will be the same people that'll brag about, you know, what Tank prices is for his fights, but they'll complain about how much it costs to go to the Super Bowl. There you have it. These people are consistent at being inconsistent, and they just make up shit. That's just basically what they do. They just make up shit. They push the goalpost back, and they reach for stuff that isn't there. They jump in the air trying to make a dunk, but they they're still not within range. So I'm just saying, man, Tank fans are pathetic. Like I said, if y'all so confident in your boy, let's see the whole tape. Let's see the whole 40-minute tape. And if it turns out to be what Floyd Mayweather Sr. described, in what you gonna do? Your go-to move gonna be, oh well, that's sparring, man. It doesn't count. So you want sparring to count when it comes to Tank, but if the actual tape shows up where the reports say that Devin Haney actually whooped on Tank, and it's proven to be true, then what are you gonna do? Like I said, make excuse after excuse as if what you've been doing. Oh, Tank can't crack, but why ain't there been no fight? Why did you threaten to give up a belt in order to avoid Devin Haney? Make that make sense. But you guys are easy work. So, keep making the excuses. Keep freaking out. Keep having your circle of videos making it look like this is some kind of moral victory when it really isn't. Like I said before, tell Floyd to put up the real video so we all can see, and don't edit the stuff. Leave it as it is. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Gotta get some rest. I'm out.